Is it working? Okay, hello and welcome to ZRL Racing League. So it is round. Goes on to the route lap. Predictions. I'm gonna say Xbox Culver P2, Ben P1, and let's say DK for P3. Okay, so we're going to go on board with Xbox Culver and it heads on to his outlap. Heading towards turn 2. The San Marino circuit consists of 19 corners and it has DRS zone down the back straight, so hopefully we'll be seeing good racing today. So it seems like the first person that will be going on to their fast lap will be Culver as he heads towards final few corners. As he heads down towards and goes on to his fast lap, heads toward turn 2. King also goes on to his fast lap. Let's see what he can produce. Oh, as King goes slightly wide, spinning it off, and there's a retirement already. King crashes out. So there's a yellow flag in sector 1. What will this mean for the other drivers? Will it slow them down? The only person that has not gone onto the track currently is DK. So whether he's sorting out a setup, don't know, but we'll see what Xbox Culver can produce as he heads onto the last few corners of the circuit. As he heads down towards final corner, what can he set? He sets a 117.6. So who's the next person going to be? I believe is going to be Helmut Marko. So let's see what he can produce. So he heads down towards final corner, picks up the DRS zone, and a 117.2 going fastest again. Next person to cross after... Oh, and Ben goes fastest with a 116.3, but can Bass beat it? No, he goes 116.4. So we go on board with the Williams going into turn 5, I believe. As Xbox goes to improve on his lap, will he be able to beat Ben on golden pole? No, he doesn't improve. Let's go on board with TNR Stealth here, who looks... Oh, there's a yellow flag in sector 2, don't know if that's from the Alfa Romeo going slow, or as it heads down towards the second to last corner, will it be able to improve on the current fastest lap? He puts it in P3 just behind Bass. 1/10, so will he be able to improve on that? Don't know. Let's go on board with UGL as he's invalidated his lap. Ellis will be hoping to set a lap now as the only person left not to put a time on the board, as Xbox comes down and improves his lap. So right now we have the Williams going around the penultimate corner. What time will he be able to set? 118.8 currently. Will he be able to improve? He doesn't. He keeps sitting P8. But will the Mercedes of TNR Stealth be hoping to put it on pole? No, he's on his in lap. But as DK comes through the last sector, maybe we'll see him be able to improve on that. As Ellis the GOAT is about to head on to his fast lap, he'll be hoping to get into the top 8, currently being the only one not to set a time on the board. There's now only 3 cars on track. Of the Alpine of Ellis, the Williams and Ben, who's currently on his outlap, who will be hoping to increase the gap from P2. As the Williams is about to set a time, and he does, he takes P7 from Xbox, which knocks him down into P8. We've got now 10 minutes of quali, and Ellis is still to set a lap, so as he comes around this final lap that is being invalidated, he'll hope to increase the lap time. Drivers are now going on to the outlap, hoping to improve on the lap times. So we will go on board with the Alpha Tauri of Ben, who's just gone on to his fast lap, as he goes into turn 2 and 3, hoping to get a good start, getting a fast sector 1. And it does, he increases his lap, he increases sector 1 time by 2 tenths, going fastest in sector 1. This has been a great qualifying session for Ben here, so let's hope that, but Xbox is still in the pit. Don't know if he wants to increase his lap time, maybe try get up into contention for pole, but right now he's staying in the pits. The next person to come through onto there to get the lap time is going to be Ben, as there's a yellow flag in sector 2. So we go on board with Ben. Nearly goes wide there, pushing it right to the track limits as he heads through the last corner going onto the pit straight, and he improves his lap time by 3 tenths. Ben will be happy about that and hoping that that will be able to keep him on pole for the rest of the session. But the Haas of Xbox Culver is going on his outlap and will be hoping to improve his lap time as he's fallen behind. But Ellis the Great didn't even notice. Ellis the Great sets a fast lap on 1:15.2 and UGL sets a 1:15.8. So Ben will have to get into contention again to try keep his pole position. As the Alfa Romeo of Bass goes onto the home straight, as it goes into the kink of turn 19. And he sets a 1:16.4. As the Haas of DK goes into the penultimate corner, heads down towards the final corner, what lap time will it be? And he puts it in P3 with a 1:15.9. Ben's slowly falling down the order, so will that have been his last lap, or will he come out again? We don't know. It looks like Helmut Marko is on his flying lap, going down towards the home straight, pit straight. And what time will he set? And he doesn't improve on his lap time. Unlucky. As Xbox improves on his lap time, putting the Williams back down into P9. So he's improved his lap time. Will he be able to improve it more and maybe get into the top 5? DK's heading towards the final corners, but we'll see what he does as we go on board with Helmut Marko, who will be hoping to get that place in the top 5 from Bass. But though, will he be able to do it as he goes wide through the chicane? He'll be hoping to improve on his lap time, which is currently a 1:16, but he pits. So will Stealth be able to take the opportunity? So we're going to go on board with Ben, who's on his outlap and is going to be going down towards the pit straight shortly as it heads into the final few corners. As it heads through turn 1, heading down towards turn 2. Bass is slow on track. Is he on his outlap or is he invalidated? No, must be on his... Yep, he's on his outlap. Oh, and there's a yellow flag in sector 1 as Ellis goes on to his flying lap. Goes slightly over the sausage curb through the first chicane and cuts the grass. That's unlucky for him. He would have been hoping to improve it. As Ben is heading down towards final corners through turn 18, heading through turn 19 as he crosses the start finish line, and he puts it in P2 with a 1:15.6. However, there's not much of a gap between P6, 7 and 8, with only 100th separating P6 and 7. Ellis, who has an invalidated lap, will either make choice to pit or will he carry on. He carries on, going through to go on to his fast lap, hopefully make it count. The Mercedes of TNR Stealth goes on to his fast lap, hoping to improve. Helmut Marko doesn't improve his lap time, which will be a shame for him. He'll be hoping to increase that gap, because 1/10 is not going to separate that much. As the Alfa Romeo with Bass also has invalidated his lap time. Don't have long of qualifying left. We have 1 minute left of qualifying, so all drivers will be attempting to make their lap and improve the most. So the next person to go through is the Haas of DK, who sets 1:15.9. But will UGL's, he's continuing, hoping to improve his lap. Maybe try get P2 from Ben last minute, which will be horrible for Ben, as he's just got into the pits now. As Xbox puts it in P5, 1:16.2. Start of qualifying wasn't looking too promising for Xbox, but he's put it in P5 and he's improved his lap by a good margin. So he'll be happy to know that he's got the position from Bass and Helmut Marko, and Stealth, who retires in the pits, I'm assuming, as Bass will be coming into the pits. Most drivers will now be coming into the pits as the end of qualifying is approaching. So that's Ellis the Grey on pole for now, but will DK take that pole position from him? No, he doesn't. But will the Williams of UGL, improve his lap time? No, he doesn't. He's still in P3 and the last person to cross the line now. Two Hasses. Helmut Marko, I believe, does not improve his lap, as we go on board with Xbox, who goes on for another lap, and that is the end of qualifying, everyone. So Xbox will have been happy to improve his lap time there. That is your starting order for the San Marino Grand Prix in ZRL. So we've got in P1 Ellis the Great, and P2 Ben, and rounding off the top three UGL. as it's 5 red lights and it's lights out and away we go. The San Marino Grand Prix. As Ellis continues to take the lead as we go on board with Ben. As we go on board with Ben, UGL makes a move, but he cuts the gravel track going over the first chicane. Ben will not be happy about that, but we head towards turn 4 and 5 now, where in the back of the grid, Helmut Marko's gaining positions, as we see the Williams go wide. Up at the front, Ellis has gained a good gap between UGL and Ben, but will he be able to keep it? We don't know. Seems to be a good battle going on here at the back with Xbox, Marco and the Williams of 77. But Xbox has dropped back to P10. What's gone there for him, we will not know. As 77 picks up a penalty. A 3 second, as the rest of the grid is gaining quite a gap on the midfield now. Top 3 separated by not a lot, however a huge gap between Ellis and UGL. Ellis has some amazing pace going through lap 1. As Bass is trying to get into the mix for the top 3 positions, going for... Will Ben go for the move on UGL? But Helmut Marko and Xbox have dropped back by a while, so Helmut Marko has made a pit stop. And Xbox Culver has dropped back. Oh, and Helmut Marko's in the wall. He's in the gravel. First yellow flag of the day. As it's getting an intense battle now for P2. Hopefully, Ben will be attempting to make a move on UGL. But we have the first DNF of the session, and that's a collision between the Ferrari of King and the Williams of 77, and the virtual safety cars being deployed. This is an action-packed race already by lap 2. King has picked up a 5-second penalty though, as he goes to serve it in the pit stop. King serves his 5-second penalty, and the top 5 has now got a very close gap, and all will be eager to make a move and keep the tyres warm. As Xbox is probably going to overtake King through the pit lane. As Helmut Marko enters the pits for the second time this race. And TNR picks up a drive-through penalty as he catches up with the pack. He picks up a penalty, which he'll have to serve in the next 3 laps. So will he serve it this lap? Yes, TNR goes in for the lap, but as there's a DRS train going down into turn 2, all eager to make a move. As Ellis picks up a great lead again on lap 4 of the San Marino Grand Prix. It's getting very close though between Bass, Ben and UGL, as Ben's probably going to try and make a move in the next few corners. But DK's getting in the mix now and he's catching up with the front 4. So, and King picks up another 3-second penalty. Not going well for King today. He's picked up 2 penalties and being involved in a collision. So he'll be hoping in the next few laps, maybe for a safety car, so he can catch up with the rest of the pack. As UGL is attempting to catch up with Ellis, but Helmut Marko has been lapped by Ellis. Not a good start for King and Helmut Marko. This is turning into a very one-way race as the front 5 are all clumped up together, and King DNFs, which brought out a full safety car. This will be exactly what Xbox and TNR want, so they can catch up with the rest of the pack. However, the front 4 will be absolutely fuming because they will now be getting caught up with, the tyres will be called, and yeah. As Xbox passes TNR through the pit lane and passes the safety car, Helmut Marko has a drive-through penalty and will probably be hoping to serve it this lap. As the rest of the pack begins to catch up with Ellis the Great in the Alpine, but Ellis pits on lap 5, meaning that UGL will take the lead of this race, but no, they're all pitting. Don't know what's happened here, but they'll be taking the opportunity to change tyres. Could this mean that Xbox, TNR and Helmut can catch up by the end of the race? By the end of the safety car? As the pack gathers behind the safety car now, they'll all be eager to keep the tyres warm as Xbox gets onto the pit straight, catching up with the pack. Slowly but surely, the rest of the pack are gaining and will be hoping for this safety car to help them catch up and hopefully gain positions in this Grand Prix. Right now, the only ones that seem to be warming up the tyres up is DK and Ellis in the Alpine. As we go on board with Xbox, who is a few corners away from the pack now. He's caught up with the safety car queue. And the safety car will probably be in this lap. But safety car stays out for another lap. PNR, who's now caught up with the pack. Now Helmut Marko will be hoping to get an amazing comeback drive to get behind the pack and to try gain positions and get a comeback for this awful start. As he pits for his drive-through, I assume. No, he's coming in for a pit stop, so that'll be more time lost on the pack, who will most likely be coming in this lap. The safety car will be coming in this lap. This has not been a good day for Helmut Marko, but he'll hope that he can improve on what's happened and take advantage of a safety car or a VSC. As Bass is weaving like crazy trying to keep the tyres warm to hopefully get into those podium positions, but Helmut Marko DNFs, presumably in... No, I'm not in the pit lane. He's just retired on the side of the track. This has been a terrible day for him, which is incredibly unlucky. However, as it's only round 2, he will be able to make a comeback in the following races. All depends on his performance. As we're getting ready to get the race back underway on lap 7 of the San Marino Grand Prix. And the safety car goes in and all drivers are getting ready and racing resumes. Green flag. As Xbox goes for the move on Bass. Doesn't get it done though. As UGL is pushing as hard as he can to try catch up with Ellis, who's already gaining a gap. What a restart this has been. There's a battle going on at the back here between Bass and Xbox. Bass will be hoping to get the move done as they nearly go 3 wide through the exit of turn 6, heading down. As Bass backs out of his move. But at the front of the grid, TNR picks up a penalty. As we go 2 wide heading towards the Shin, and UGL cuts the corner and goes wide, hitting both sausage curbs on the entrance and exit. DK will probably be complaining about that, however he's managed to gain the time back. As he gets the ERS deployed and gets the move done on UGL up into P2. UGL goes onto the grass and he gets the move done again. This is turning out to be an amazing battle that we're witnessing here. As Bass pits, must have collected damage in a collision with TNR or something. Maybe that's why TNR picked up the penalty, but the battle is going for Xbox, who's trying to get his positions back after his not so great start. Started the race, dropped down to P10, and he's fighting his way and is now up in P3 looking for a podium. But Ben picks up a penalty for multiple warnings, so he's probably testing track limits there. But Ben will be attempting to make this move on DK in the next few corners as he gets closer. Will be heading down towards the pit straight for Ellis the Great and the Williams and Hasses. DRS is now up. In the next lap there will be a good battle between Ben, who's going for multiple moves trying to gain his positions back. But Xbox is on an amazing comeback drive right now and will be hoping to get the move done on UGL anytime soon. As DK pits, same with TNR, but Bass is trying to gain that time back from that early pit stop after the restart. As a gap is forming slowly between Xbox and UGL, and Bass picks up a 3-second time penalty. 4 of the drivers left in this race now have 3-second penalties, which will cause them to pit, so that'll mix up the order quite a bit. as Ben is on the hunt for P3 now, hoping to get the move done on Xbox. UGL though is only 5 seconds behind Ellis the Great. And Ben will be hoping to get inside that 1 second mark so that he can get the DRS and hopefully make the move on Culver. Culver will need to defend for his life to try keep Ben away. As we head to the back of the grid, TNR is now got 6 seconds worth of penalties and will, as TNR 6 seconds of penalties and will have to pit at some point to try get rid of part of that penalty. As Ben gets in the 1 second mark and is now only 8/10 behind Xbox Culver as we head towards the penultimate corners of the lap. He'll be hoping to get the DRS. He's picked up the activation zone. Will he use the DRS and make a move on Xbox Culver? As he opens his DRS flaps now, he'll be hoping to get a move done on Xbox Culver. Xbox has probably noticed him by now and is ready to battle, but will Xbox be able to defend him from overtaking as Ben gets closer and closer and is now 2/10 behind as Bass picks up another penalty. So he'll be struggling with that now, 6 seconds of penalties, and needs to gain his time back. He'll hope that another safety car arrives or the front of the pack have to pit. As right now he is on the hard compound tyre where everyone else is on medium or soft, so he will have the advantage to last longer than the front of the pack, who Xbox now is on 9 lap all mediums. However, Ben's are only 5 lap alls, so they'll be a lot fresher and he'll be hoping to use that to his advantage in making this move on lap 12. But he's going to pick up DRS. Xbox just missed out on DRS for UGL, but this is going to be a dangerous attack on the straight. Ben's only 5/10 back and he picks up the DRS now as he goes for the move around the outside, heading towards turn 1. And he makes a move through turn 2 as we go on board with Xbox, who's going to try fight back. Now, Ellis the Great has picked up a 9-second gap between him and UGL, so he'll be quite confident in winning this race. If he can gather about 30 seconds, he will be able to pit and maybe come out in the top 3. But Ben is getting closer and is now in the 1 second margin for DRS on UGL. Will he be able to maintain it and get the move done to protect himself from Ben? No, Ben gets the move done, sorry. Ben is going to get closer to UGL, but Xbox is in that DRS zone and both drivers will pick up DRS now. Both drivers have picked up DRS to overtake, so this will hopefully be a double overtake for Xbox. But it picks up a 3-second time penalty, which will not be good for this. However, he does get the DRS zone. So as he heads down towards the end of the pit straight, Ben gets the move done on UGL in the Williams. And Ben is now on the hunt for Ellis the Great. But Bass is going to be lapped by Ben, which is not great for him. He'll be hoping for a safety car, but there's a yellow flag in sector 2 which is of Bass, letting the front runners go past. as Ellis has gained 1 second on Ben, so hopefully we'll be clinging on to that lead. But UGL picks up a 3-second time penalty. But Xbox is also in the DRS zone, I believe, so hopefully he will be hoping to get a position back and get back onto the podium. He does, he picks up DRS, but will it be enough to gain on the front three? As UGL goes for the move on Ben and he gets it done, braking late as TNR retires from the session. And it's brought out a full-blown safety car. Let's see what's happened there then. As we get the second safety car on lap 15 at Imola. And Helmut Marko DNFs as well. Now we've only 6 drivers left in this race. Hopefully Bass will be thinking that this is going to be his redemption and how he can get back into the fight. As if he is allowed to unlap himself, which I don't think they're going to allow it to happen. I don't think they're going to let Bass unlap himself. So this will make him incredibly annoyed, as this is his opportunity to try get back in the fight. As DK, who's just ahead of Bass, will be thinking he will be able to catch up, since the front runners have now all pit. The front 4 all going onto the hard compound tyres, except for Ellis and Xbox, who have gone on the medium compound. So they'll be hoping that maybe they can make them last till the end of the race, or will they want this to be a 2-stop strategy? A 3-stop strategy, as all of them have already made at least 1 pit stop. All except Bass are on fresh tyres, so Bass has now lost an advantage on the front runners. However, we'll be hoping to try catch up and pit after the safety car has gone in. DK now only 27 seconds behind, hoping that he'll be able to catch up, which he probably will, as safety car will stay out for at least 1 more lap. But the front 4 getting very tied up now. But DK goes off the track. Not very good for him, who's trying to catch up with the rest of the grid. But very good for Bass, who might be able to gain a position after the safety car due to that mistake. But Ben pits. Ben, who I believe does not actually have a penalty. No, he has got a 3 second. But Ben, who's got one of the least penalties in the race left, has made his pit stop, but does not serve the penalty. So he is going on fresh tyres, which has now put Ben in P5. So Bass might be able to catch up with him at this point. We do not know. Yeah, Ben has let Bass catch up a lot here. The safety cars really helped DK and Bass get back into the mix, as we now have a Haas 3-4. As the pack is getting all clumped up now, and Ben is getting closer and getting back into the fight, as Bass, for the first time in the last few laps, will be near the front runners and hoping to try gain positions in the Alfa Romeo. As Bass picks up a 3-second time penalty, which I believe puts him on 9 seconds of penalties, this will not be good at all, and he'll be hoping that the safety car stays out for another lap so he has the chance to pit. But no, the safety car is coming in this lap, so the drivers are getting ready to race again, warming up the tyres as much as they can, as we're getting ready for the green flag. And the safety car's going into the pit lane. Ellis will try to get as much of a jump start as he can, but UGL is getting impatient, as the Hasses now are going in for P3-4. Hopefully we'll be going for 1-2 as well, as Xbox is looking for a move on UGL around the outside, but he doesn't get it done. But he gets past both drivers in a double overtake, as Ellis cuts the track and he's lost his lead. He's kept that lead for the whole race and he's lost it now, which is unlucky for him. But Xbox, what a redemption. He's gone from P10 all the way back up to P1, so we'll be happy about this one. As UGL though is going to try get the move done as he goes round the outside, but he's now going to try as fast as he can to get this move done and get into P1. Both drivers have took the opportunity from Ellis's mistake and the battle, which I believe went 3 wide going into turn 2. But DK picks up a penalty for track limits, as Ellis is going for a move on the inside of Bass, but he doesn't get it done just yet, as they head towards the penultimate corner on lap 18, going down to the pit straight. No driver has pit this lap, so it's all looking good, but Ben is going to try get this move done going into turn 2. As we go through turn 1 now, just about ready, is DK, who's going to try get the move done on UGL, but he doesn't get it done, which is unlucky for him, as there's a yellow flag in sector 1 and UGL retires. What's happened there? And it's brought out a virtual safety car, which has now brought the whole pack together with a Haas 1-2, and the 2 drivers who was leading and doing well this entire race has now dropped to the back of the grid. This safety car restart has not been the best for the 2 front runners. However, the back 2 have capitalised on this opportunity and now are in P3 and P1. Xbox Culver will be heading for this win if he manages to maintain those tyres and keep it going. If he manages to keep the lead, there's a yellow flag in sector 1. And the VSC is over, so DK will be hoping for the move, as DRS is now enabled. All drivers will hope to capitalise on the fact that they're close together. Ellis wants his redemption and is going to go for the move in turn 2, but he doesn't get it done. He backs out, as Bass is defending very well now. He wants to cling on to that position after he's got it back. Heading down into turn 4 and 5, right, DK goes wide, and Ellis just goes off track to avoid him. That was incredibly lucky. The only driver without a penalty, and he could have got a penalty there. But that means that Xbox now is carrying the Haas team to a win, and DK, even though he's dropped down to second to last, that means he's going to score a good amount of points. He's going to... Oh, and he spins it! DK spins it. This is not going well for DK at all, who now has 3 seconds of penalties. Bass though, who's got P2 right now, is going to be incredibly unfortunate with that 9 seconds, because Ellis gets into the DRS. So Ellis will be capitalising on that quickly. The back of P2, 3 and 4, it's a DRS turn. As Ellis goes for the move, but Ben's trying to catch up. Ellis gets the move done, but will Bassi go for the move again? No, he doesn't. Ben gets close to Bassi and will be hoping to make a move into turn 4, 5 and 6. As Ben gets the move round the inside as he heads towards turn 4. Gets the move done, but Bass ain't backing out now. This is an amazing battle as Bass pushes Ben wide. Xbox has managed to gain a 1.4 second gap to Ellis the Great, who's on his redemption now and wants to take that win back. So Xbox is going to defend like crazy, since, as we've seen through qualifying and the race, Ellis has great pace around Imola. But Bass and Ben are going in for the battle again. Bass is going to try defend, but Ben's going to get DRS on the pit straight, which is going to be incredibly unfortunate, but Bass is going to have to try get the move done again if he manages to overtake. As we get through and Ben opens DRS as Ellie sets the fastest lap of the race of 1:17.1. But Ben's hoping to get this move done as he goes round the outside into turn 2 and goes wide over the sausage curb and spins it. That's going to go down in the ticket book most likely as a racing incident. However, Ben was pushed wide, so there is an argument there that Bass might get a penalty for that. But Ellis is hoping to get this move in the final 10 laps of this Grand Prix. He's getting closer and closer as we head down towards the last chicane before we get down to the final 3 corners. So he's hoping to stay in that 1 second margin. But Xbox is going to have to defend like crazy as he goes round the inside of the Haas. But the Haas is going side by side, and will he go around the outside? No, but the Haas goes round for the move again, but backs out. Cuts the corner slightly as Xbox gets the move done. But Bass has picked up more penalties and is now on 12 seconds of penalties. This is not going great for the Alfa Romeo team. However, they're hoping that they can get their redemption and try get some penalties gone and maybe finish on the podium. But DK and Ben are soon going to end up back together again, as Ben is gaining multiple thousands and hundreds every few meters. But Ellis is going to get a move done on Xbox Culver. He hopes he'll get a move done on Xbox Culver in the next few corners, as he stays within that 1 second margin, which is incredibly important as we head towards an incredibly long straight. But there's a yellow flag in Sector 2. These two seem to be going side by side and not making the move. Don't know what's going on here. But hopefully Ellis will begin to make the move now as it opens up DRS, going down through turn 1. He goes round the outside and gets a move done on Xbox Culver. But Ben is hoping to gain his time back, and Bass is only 2.8 seconds behind Xbox Culver and will hope to make the move. But as Xbox and Ellis, they go through turn 6, heading towards them is Bass in the Alfa Romeo, who's, however, due to the 12 second penalties, that is going to be a major downside, and he would currently be in last place. So he'll need to gain serious time on Ben and DK if he wants anything to happen. But Ben picks up a 3-second time penalty. So Ben is now got the second most penalties in the lobby. However, Ellis has not picked up any penalties. But Xbox doesn't get the DRS. He's fallen a bit behind. He'll be hoping to try get back into it, but will he be able to? But Bass is also on the oldest tyres in the lobby, so hopefully that won't affect him too much, and he will be able to catch up and hopefully not form and lose, even though he is in P3. So if he loses out on the podium due to the penalties, he will not be too happy. Ben will be hoping though to catch up with him and take his P3 back. Ben will be wanting to finish on the podium. As Ellis is gaining a lap time, gaining more and more lap time, but he picks up his first penalty for track limits. So this hopefully will help Xbox out a lot in the fact that now he is... However, no, he also has 3 seconds of penalties. So this will not help too much because there'll still be a 3-second gap. Unless the drivers decide to pit, which I don't think they will not. Ellis stays out. Bass also has not made the decision to pit and will be wanting these tyres to last till the end of the race. Which they probably will, however he needs to maintain them well and not cut corners. As Ben is gaining lots of time on Bass per lap and has gained 2 seconds in that last lap alone. And he can see him in his sights and is hoping that he will be able to get the move done in the next few laps. Ben will be wanting to finish on the podium and definitely has the will to get there. But Xbox is just dropping further and further behind Ellis as his race win slips away from him. Xbox had the shiny chance to get the win and he's just lost it now. As Ben is gaining more and more time and is now only 2.2 seconds behind the Alfa Romeo with Bass. As Bass seems to be going a lot slower, probably due to his tyres as he goes onto the gravel, which will not help with grip levels. Xbox is now more than 5 seconds behind the race leader and he picks up another 3-second penalty, which means that now he will be on 6 seconds and is now got no chance of taking over the race win from Ellis. Unless there is a late safety car, however that would also mean that one of them would be out of contention for the podium. Ben is definitely gaining now on Bass, and he is officially, he's currently on the podium due to Bass's 15 seconds of time penalties. Will he be able to get into the DRS zone? As he heads down the last stretch before the DRS activation point, he does not get into the DRS zone. He's 1.4 behind, but he's going to hope to make a move this next lap anyway, due to pace. He's going to have to severely watch out now, Bass is, because Ben is on the hunt for that next position, but DK is not too far behind. As Ellis is just storming away with the race win now. been in the lead for nearly the entire race. For 20 laps he's been in the lead. Safety car comes out, he fights back, and now he looks like he's en route to win this Grand Prix. But Xbox Culver is now dropping further back whilst Bass is gaining time. Don't know what's happened here with Xbox, but he's losing time now. The race is just slipping away from his hands. He experienced the lead again for a few laps, and now he's just slipping further and further back. But Bass is also losing time to Ben, who's got the DRS for the pit straight and is hoping to make a move. With 4/10 of a gap and a long straight, he'll be hoping that he can get the move done now. But through turn 1 he doesn't manage, and he's going to go for it now, and he slightly misses out as they head towards turn 4 and 5. And heading into turn 5 and 6 he's losing time, but he's gaining as Bass goes slightly wide over the curb, and Ben is gaining a lot of time now. However, this battle will help DK try get back into contention for P3. P2 and 1 now are Bass picks up another penalty. This is not a smooth race at all for the Alfa Romeo driver, and he'll be hoping that next race maybe his performance can improve. However, right now Ellis picks up another penalty, but will Xbox be able to capitalise with Sector 2 having a yellow flag and only 3 laps remaining? Will he be able to capitalise on the opportunity? As both of them, I now believe, have 6 seconds. So they're all evened out, and it's only the timing and lap times that matter. But Ben gets the move finally done on Bass. But Bass will be hoping to get this move back and get back into P3. This is serious contention for the podium. However, no matter what happens in this next 2 laps, either Ben has to retire and crash out for Bass to finish on the podium, or Ben will have to support and win a lot. But Ben is gaining time on the Haas of Xbox, who is slowing down his pace quite a bit. Don't know what's happened here for Xbox, but it's not going to plan, as Ben is now in sight from the back of his car. And now Ellis the Great heading on to the last 2 laps, who is most likely going to be the race winner here in Italy for the San Marino Grand Prix. But Ben might be able to get this move done. Ben is on the hunt for P2 as the top 3 all have 6-second penalties. And right now, DK, it looks to be like DK will finish P4 due to the penalties that Bass has picked up. So will Xbox be able to defend from Ben? We do not know, and we hope to see some good action on this final lap of the race, as Ben heads towards... Ben is heading towards Xbox very quickly now, and is gaining 2 tenths every sector from what I can see. However, that sector 2 was slower than he would have wanted, 3 tenths off his original pace. His tyres must be getting quite old now, 13 laps. However, Xbox also has similar tyre wear, so if he is able, and is now in sight, a 2.1 gap between Ben and Xbox Culver. as Ellis walks away with the race win now, as it heads towards turn 6 and 7. Now he'll be hoping for an easy lap to try get back, since Ben is putting all of his pressure on Xbox, who is going to have to defend like nothing and will have to risk a lot to try keep hitting P2, because Ben will push hard and as hard as he can just to try keep up as we head towards the what's happened to DK here though? He heads towards the turn 5-6 chicane and he's 13 seconds behind, but let's get back in on the action with Ben and Xbox, who is now, Ben is going to have to make a move quickly and get in the DRS zone for Xbox. Will he be able to get the move done, because this only has a few corners left of this Grand Prix, as Ellis takes home the win in Italy and is a race winner in ZRL. However, Ben will hope to get this move done, but Xbox finishes P2, Ben comes home in P3, as Bass heads towards now to the pit straight and finishes in P4. However, we do not know, because that could be P5. So Ellis the Great now is a race winner. Xbox has finished P2 and Bass finishes P5 due to penalties. That was an intense race, and Xbox gets driver of the day after P10 straight to P2. It was an amazing drive by Xbox today. So, welcome to podium. So we have Ellis the Great on the top step, followed by Xbox Culver, and just behind, it was incredibly unlucky today for Ben to be finishing on P3. He could have easily got the move done, however, due to that incident after the safety car, he's lost the position and now finishes P3. So there you go, everyone. There's ZRL development in round 2 at Imola. This is your finishing order. So P1 Ellis, P2 Xbox, P3 Ben, P4 DK, P5 Bass, and UGL, TNR, Helmut Marko, King and 77 all DNF'd or retired. So thank you for watching ZRL.